Lesson 6-7, Reasonableness. How many 6-ounce glasses can you completely fill with 33 ounces of orange juice? Johnny said I can fill 5 5/10 glasses completely. Is Johnny's answer reasonable? So today is about a little bit of solving, but also about what makes sense. So we're going to be looking at what can we do to make this make sense? Well, a lot of times when we're using reasonableness, we're going to back it up with estimation. So they are saying 33 divided by 6 is 5 5/10. So they're saying they can fill up 5 whole glasses and a half of another glass. So they're asking, does that make sense? Well, we know that 30 divided by 6 is 5, and that leaves us 3 ounces. And we know that 3 is half of 6, so that equals our 0.5. So 5 5/10 is reasonable. So you're just breaking apart the number and making sure that you're understanding what's happening, because if you can understand if a question is reasonable, you can understand if your questions and your answers are also reasonable if you get the answer correct or incorrect. All right, so we're looking at this one. It says in a school cafeteria, each table holds 10 students. There are 48 students at lunch. How many tables are needed to seat all of the students? So they're saying 48 tables divided by 10 students is about 4 8/10 tables. So is that reasonable? Well, when we're looking at our question, we need to think to ourselves, how many tables are needed? Well, this is we need 4 8/10 of a table. Can you go to the store and buy an 8/10 of a table? No, you have to buy a whole table. Well, if we buy 4 tables, do we have enough? No, we don't, because that would only give us 40. So 4 tables equals 40 students. And I need 48 students. So if I go up 1, 5 tables will help me hold 50 students. So it's okay to have too many. It's not okay to have enough. Do you want to go to lunch and sit on the ground? No, that's really gross, right? So this is not reasonable, because we need 5 tables. All right, so how many 12-ounce servings can the cafeteria make out of 183 ounces of juice? So they said they have 183 divided by 12 is 15 in 2,500, so they can make 15 servings. Is this reasonable? Yes, 15 servings is reasonable because they will have a little bit of juice left over, but they can't make 16 servings because we don't have enough. So when they're trying to figure out if they bought enough ingredients, if they needed to make 15, then they did the right thing. So yes, this one is reasonable. So it's thinking out your problems and deciding if it sounds correct or incorrect to you. All right, we're going to do one more. So Leslie's ceramics class meets for 1.5 hours twice a week, and she spends another 3 hours a week in pottery class. To find out how much time Leslie spends doing ceramics each week, identify the hidden question. So we want to figure out the time she spends doing ceramics. So her ceramics class meets 1.5 hours twice a week. So do we need to know how much time she spends in ceramics class each week? Maybe. Do we need to know how much time she practices ceramics each week? Well, do we really care about the practicing? The question is spends doing ceramics. So I have spends doing ceramics, and I have spends in ceramics, and this is practice. Don't need to know about practice. Do we need to know how long ceramics class is? Well, it already tells us that they're 1.5 hours, so that's already solved for us. And do we care about how many hours are in a whole day? No, she's not going to spend a whole day there, so we just need to know how much time she spends in ceramics class each week. All right, go take your Savas quiz.